Here we go.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I think we managed to get a time that is afternoon everywhere. I mean, Brazil is a little bit, it's still morning, okay? Good morning, everyone. Welcome
Yeah,
here.
good morning.
Morning.
Yes. So today we have Fabian. Fabian is born in Uruguay. I know him through his wife. She became a friend of mine a couple of years ago. And with the family, sometimes we get together with the children. He has two little children. As a matter of fact, he has a baby. So I'm very happy and
Oh,
very glad that Kia
wow.
has a day off and she's taking care of the baby so that he can spend 1 hour with us.
Yeah.
He's traveled a lot. He's lived in New Zealand and now he's living in Belgium with his wife. He just came back from Uruguay, so if you guys have some questions about his country, please be free. Fabian,
Yes.
welcome. Give us a little
Yeah.
introduction about yourself so that we can start with the questions.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I'm Fabian, and I'm from Uruguay. Yeah, and what can I say about a little introduction? Yeah, now I'm currently living in Belgium. Yes, I'm married. I have two beautiful kids, and yes, I lived for 3 years in New Zealand. That's where I learned most of my English. But actually, I studied 18 years English, you say. But the most you learn is just speaking. So I think that what we are doing here is really important for students because hear people speak in English and communicate is the best way to learn. Like you study in a book, paper, and you're for 18 years, and for me, like I didn't really learn much. I feel it. I learn much like going to a cafe, having a beer with strangers, and speaking the language. I think that's the best way to speak to learn English. And yeah, what could I say? That's my introduction.
Okay,
And you can
thanks.
ask me whatever you want.
I think Vinny was ready already for a question. So yes, please go ahead, ask him a question.
Okay, so hello everyone. Hello Fabian
Hello.
again.
Hi, man.
Hey,
So let me
Vinicius.
see
Hi.
my questions. So I think, why Belgium? How'd you get there? You were from Uruguay, right? So you have traveled. What was that
Yeah,
like?
how did I get here? Yeah, it's a big difference. It's like two different worlds, like Uruguay and Europe. But yeah, I think it helped me that it wasn't such a big shock to come to Belgium because yeah, I before I was living here, I was living in New Zealand and I lived for 3 years there, a bit more. And yeah, and I came here because I met a Belgian woman.
Uh,
For
And so I follow
love.
her, but for love, so I moved here.
Ah,
Otherwise, I would say I would have stayed in New Zealand. I was really good there. It was a comfortable country, really nice to live there. And it's just beautiful. But yeah, now I'm here. I'm happy here. I build my life here now. After you buy a house, you have kids, like you are more settled. So I wouldn't say now I will go back to New Zealand or to Uruguay, probably holidays and stuff like that. But yeah, you still miss your country always, it's your roots, it's where you grew up. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but why Belgium? Yeah, it's just because we are for love. But yeah, that's
is the
that's
I'm
really.
sorry if this is a double question. Like, I mean, you're from Uruguay, right? How'd you get to New Zealand? Was it for work? Was it, I don't know, you
Yeah,
were
work.
living in
No, really, I finished my studies, it's just yeah, finished who you would say high school. I finished high school and I was like, okay, you have the chance to apply for a visa, like a working holiday visa. It's really famous around the world and it has many countries. For example, Uruguay can travel working and having holidays to New Zealand, Australia, Denmark, Deutschland, Germany, um, Netherlands, or Holland, or different countries, or Sweden too. And yeah, and it's a sort of visa, and it's really famous in Uruguay because many people want to go to New Zealand in Uruguay, and yeah, most young people. And yeah, and I apply for the visa. I was to say, okay, I will apply for the visa. If I don't get it, I continue my studies. I go to university, get my degree, whatever. Didn't did that. I get the visa. I was lucky enough to get the visa because we have like 200 visas per year. It's not like it's
oh,
unlimited. You can apply whenever you want. It's like it's a day. You have like literally 5 minutes to apply for the visa, and they are gone. And if you're not fast enough, yeah, you just don't get it. And then
Damn.
I went to New Zealand. I stayed there a year. Then yeah, I got the opportunity to stay working longer. I worked in the farming industry. And you do a lot of stuff, but mostly farming, working with cows and dairy farms. Yeah, opportunity to stay a year, then another year, and yeah, and I just stay longer, you know. That was it.
Nice. Thanks.
Yeah, if you have the chance where wants to go to New Zealand, yeah, you should do it, you know, like it's beautiful, you know.
Yes, I think he gave you a
Everybody,
very elaborate answer. Thank
I really
you.
encourage everybody to travel to New Zealand, especially everywhere around the world. Not Europe, go to New Zealand.
Okay, Maria, you have a question?
Yes, hello, Fabian. Nice to meet you.
Meet you, Maria.
Yes, I have a question. I want to ask you. Now you have been, you were grown up. You have grown up in Uruguay, and
Yeah.
you have been to New Zealand and in Belgium too. What place do you think that is better to live your everyday life? I mean, now with your family.
Everyday life. Well, I will
I
say
think that there is that there's a lot of differences
yes.
between the two these countries.
I will start. I will say, for example, Uruguay has the things. For example, it's not as safe as Belgium, of where I live now. You know, it's a lot of criminality and drugs and stuff like that. They're around the kids. Like you see that every day. The violence. It's not that good to see. Yeah, here in Belgium where I live, I don't see that. It happens in bigger cities, in Antwerp, Brussels, but where I live, I don't see that much. So that's good. And education that works perfectly fine here too. Like it's not expensive and healthcare is not that expensive. Belgium is great. In Uruguay too. In Uruguay it's free. You know, healthcare, education, that is good about Uruguay. But the part about violence and criminality that you see, it's not that good for the kids. And about New Zealand, I would say that should be great to raise child. I would say one of the best countries to raise children. I haven't had kids there, so I didn't have the chance to raise kids there. I'm just doing it in Belgium, but I knew many people there, and yeah, the kids do just fine, you know.
So
That's a really
you wouldn't go. You
Sorry?
wouldn't go back. So you wouldn't go back to Uruguay.
Uruguay to raise childs. No, if they are big and they want to go, I don't mind. You know, I would like to go almost every year on holidays to go and show them because Uruguay is still a beautiful country. It's not that it's all criminality. Like,
Yes.
yeah, it's South America, you know, it's criminality is everywhere around the world, but now you see it a bit more, you know, more close. Depends where you are, you know, in the neighborhood that I was raised, yes, it was kind of messy, you know, every day. But yeah, it's not a bad thing, you know, like you learn, yeah,
Okay.
how it's you learn and yeah, but I would
Okay.
say Belgium is not bad to raise child, to raise kids. It's a great country. It's all works good in here. Like, yeah, little corruption and stuff like
Yes,
that.
but generally it is better where you're now. I mean,
Where am I now to raise kids? Yeah, I
It's
would
better.
say that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I think, Fabian, one of the reasons why it's easier for you to stay in Belgium with your family is because you have your wife's family that can help.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if you would go to New Zealand, they would be alone, and it's very difficult to raise children when you're
yeah.
completely alone. And in Uruguay, if you compare to Belgium, Belgium has lots of infrastructure which
Yeah.
are good for raising children. So I think the decision like I did was easier to stay in Europe.
That's the main thing about Belgium. The infrastructure is great to raise child's. Yeah.
Yes, also like them, they have little children. They can put the children in daycare the whole day, and the parents can go to work. And you have also like discounts on the taxes. Like in the end of the year, you get some money back because you paid a lot during the months that the children went to daycare. That's also something that doesn't happen quite often here in Europe. Like the Netherlands is very difficult to get like 5 days daycare the whole day like full time.
In
It's very expensive as well. And in
Yes.
Greece
Belgium,
too. Yes, in Greece too.
yes. But in
Understood, yeah.
Belgium, it's really worked out in a way that we pay taxes, but the children, they are in a safe place where the parents, most of the parents, I would say 90%, they can afford to go to work and pay for daycare. And even the parents who don't have the opportunity or possibility to pay, they also get help from the government so that the children can go full-time to daycare. Let's say they don't work, but they are mentally not capable of taking care of the children during the day, especially when they are little, like Fabian's, like he has a baby, 8 months, and they both work full-time. So the baby goes to daycare, you know what I mean? So even if one of the parents were not working, the government would do the necessary to make sure that children can go to daycare. All right.
Sure.
Okay, Carmelo, you have also a question, right?
Yes, I have. Good afternoon. Everybody heard me?
Yes,
Yes?
clear.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ciao from Sicily. A cloudy weather, if you can see, but
Beautiful
still
there.
okay. Still warm.
Thanks for
Okay,
sharing.
Fabian. Good afternoon, Fabian. Well,
afternoon.
you are very clear on your explanation about what we like to know. But I want to ask you why you choose New Zealand as your first destination, as your first long stay. Because in the world there are in the world, I mean, I believe it was your first long stay there, no?
Yes.
Okay. We have a lot of destinations around the world. Beautiful, very interesting. Like I've been in many other places, and I mean, every place is very interesting. But New Zealand, for us, I want to say for us that we come from warm countries.
Yes.
With a different climate, with a different culture, it's quite strange to move to this. Okay, I understand because you have motivation to find a nice work, a nice living place. I perfectly understand. But to live in New Zealand, like in Belgium as well, in the North Europe, for us that we suffer for the climate as well, it's quite complicated, no? Like you see, so
I understand what you say.
why this choice, no?
Yeah, I will say like, yeah, Uruguay is not as warm as Brazil for these countries closer to the Mediterranean Sea, like South Portugal, South Spain, Sicily, it's really Mediterranean, Greece, like that is a lot warmer through the year. Yeah, of course you have 4 seasons, yeah, winter, autumn, spring, and summer. But yeah, in Uruguay it's the same. It's not that it's super warm in the summer and like super cold in the winter, so I could adapt easily to New Zealand. In New Zealand, way in the south, yeah, it's really cold, yes, through the whole year probably. But you can manage. Like New Zealand is divided in 2 islands, so I started living in the North Island, and the climate is pretty similar to Uruguay, pretty similar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's a country that has a lot of similarities with Uruguay. It has like 5 million people there living, inhabitants, and Uruguay has 3.5, and it's a rural country with lots of farmland and cows and sheep, and
Yeah, I know.
and it looks a lot alike. And I say, yeah, there were other destinations where I could go with that working holiday visa, like Sweden and stuff. And I say, probably I was not that ready to Europe because, yeah, they speak English. I know everywhere you go in Europe, most they speak English. But I decided New Zealand because it was
Not
mainly
in
English.
Italy, trust me.
Not in
Not
Italy.
in
No,
Italy.
not in Italy. No,
You
no.
have to be lucky to find someone who speak English. Like me, you are very lucky. Trust me.
Yeah, like you. Yeah, and
Well,
yeah, I choose because of the language probably too. That was one big thing. Like everybody speak English there, and yeah, it was good for me to learn I already knew English, but to improve my English and know the community. Like I was going with this not a big community of Uruguayan people. There's a lot of South American people there, Colombians, Brazilians. Yeah, Uruguayans too. Mostly working on the farm side or with the kiwi fruit, picking, pack house, many stuff there. And yeah, that's I think one of the main reasons they choose there. The climate wasn't such a big shock. Yeah, it was really cold in the winter. Snow was the first time I saw snow was in New Zealand. It's really cold. Yeah, I work on a farm the whole day outside from 4 hours in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Didn't mind. It was nice, but yeah. Now I'm
Yeah,
not
you
a
have to
young-
prepare a very nice mindset up anyway to start in this kind of place. You know, I understand. And what about the food? And then my question is over.
Food. Well, I
Yeah.
was lucky enough to. They has a British culture, like in New Zealand. In New Zealand, they like fish and chips, but it's very different from the British fish and chips.
I'm talking about food.
Food. Yeah,
As an
yeah.
Italian, you have to
No.
understand, Fabio. For
Yes,
him, that's not
exactly.
food.
That's not
Sorry,
food. But
sorry.
in Uruguay,
That's our.
yeah, in Uruguay, it's a big influence from Italian. So it's in Argentina,
Yeah.
like a lot of schnitzel, but it's milanesa of sauce and a lot of pasta and yeah, it's not the same, of course. That here in Belgium, neither, you know, like yeah, they eat potatoes in here and broccoli and
Broccoli, I'm sure.
and meat all apart, you know, not complex plates, you know, like not Italian food. But I'm lucky enough here in Masmachla is a big Italian community, and I'm lucky that my wife comes from an Italian family. And her nonna,
you are very lucky. You are very lucky.
She cooks great. They're great
Oh,
mother.
very nice.
The best pasta
So
in
you
the
are
world.
safe. You are safe.
I'm safe.
That's good. Okay,
I'm
thank you very
safe.
much, Fabian. Very nice. Thank you very much.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carmelo. Okay,
You're
hey
welcome.
there.
You see, hey, they're there.
Oh, hello guys. Good day.
Hey.
Good morning. Hello, my colleagues from
Hi.
Brazil. Hey there. All right. So, Father, nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Next December, I will take a cruise from Rio de Janeiro to Montevideo. The ship will be stopped there. The ship will make a quick stop in Montevideo and the Punta del Este. Okay, it will be a quick stop, and I pretend get out the ship to visit Montevideo, right? So, what the place you suggest to me visiting Montevideo?
To visit in Montevideo, well, you're lucky, you know, because if you stop in
I will
Montevideo,
have just
how
1
long?
day. I will
One
be
day,
there.
one whole day in Montevideo.
1 day. Yeah.
Well, I will recommend you to stay close to the haven place. Like you could go to the city center, to the old citadel, to the old town. There's a lot of old buildings from the colonial time, and like nice theater. You could visit the Independence Square. Yeah, that will be Plaza Independencia. Not many people speak English there, but you will manage around this well signals. Yeah, you go there there is the Plaza Independencia there. There's Solis Theater, nice theater there. They're mostly old buildings. And yes, you will, if you want to eat something, you will see always place to eat, and it's everywhere almost the same food, like, you know, like pizzas and some barbecue, some meat. But you should stay there in the city center, because more outside, it's just normal live. It's not much to see really. Now you can go to the beach. We have a beautiful coastline. Like you can go for a walk there, like Parque Rodó. Parque Rodó is just on the beach side, but stay close there. You don't need to go far to see much from Montevideo. That is mostly all there, all around, because Montevideo is not that big. And if you want to see touristic places, it will be all close to the haven, to the haven. Port. To the ports, to the ports. So you're lucky enough.
What about Punta del Este?
Punta del Este one day, Punta del Este is not that big neither. You can go to the casino hotel. Casino. No, go to the casino. It's not good. But Conrad Hotel is a beautiful.
That's not a good idea.
It's a beautiful building. The hotel, casino, Conrad is beautiful. And there's a lot of nice buildings and a nice beach, and there's not a lot much to see in the last stage. behalf the architecture that is pretty modern. It's like a Miami in South America or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
you will
So,
see.
Vacation.
so,
It's a vacation place, more or less.
Yeah.
Simone, let me share a
It's really
curiosity
expensive,
about.
Punta del Este is a lot more expensive than Montevideo, just so you know. If you
Yeah.
go there eating out or something, you will pay twice as much.
Let me share a curiosity about Uruguay. Here in Brazil, you have a city called Uruguaiana. Uruguaiana is a small city on the border between Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina. And
Yes.
the Brazilian Uruguaiana is a kind of tribute from Brazil to Uruguay.
Yeah, that's true.
It's an amazing city.
It's close by to Misiones, Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just where the Iguazu cataratas are. No?
Yeah.
It's close by.
No.
No?
Southern.
Southern, more southern.
The city,
Close to the north of Uruguay, I
the city
think,
is
yeah.
between. Yeah, the city is between Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, and the city is near Paraná River. Oh, sorry, Uruguay
Near
River.
Paraná River, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, yes.
There is a bridge. There is a bridge between Brazil and Uruguay.
Yes. Yeah, I think the bridge is there in a, I think it's Bella Unión, it goes the town that goes to there. It's up north, Artigas is a region of Uruguay. Yeah, I knew there. Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's all.
No
It's
problem.
all for now, Simone. Back to you.
Enjoy your time there.
I think, thanks. That was a great question, actually.
Yes.
Let's go back to Vinicius, but Jefferson, please get ready for a question. Mariana, if you have the chance to put on the camera, I know your Wi-Fi is not working that well. So
No.
please, Vinicius, go ahead.
Right. My question, let me just change this. Okay. My question is a little crazy.
Oh.
Just thought about this. Is because
Okay.
Heider mentioned about Uruguayana. I remembered.
Shut
And
down the
this involves-
videos.
Pardon?
Shut
Oh,
down the
yeah?
videos.
So it involves you also, Carmelo, because here in Brazil, I remember the history classes. There was this guy in the 19th century named Giuseppe Garibaldi. He was named the hero of three worlds. Yes, and it involves our country, right? He was like the guy who, or Victor Emmanuel, I think he was Italy's king. I don't remember now.
He was the
like,
king at that time.
Sicily,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes, and here in Brazil, I think there is a city named Giuseppe Garibaldi, if I'm not mistaken. And what is my question? My question is, this knowledge I have, it's because I had to study for a lot of, like, a very hard test. You know, here in Brazil, history classes are not, let's say, a thing that Brazilians take seriously. Not because Brazilians don't take their own story seriously. It's because here in Brazil we don't have any kind of political actions on the study of our own history by our population. My question is, what about Uruguay? Do Uruguayans know about Giuseppe Garibaldi, for example? You can also answer if you wish a little, Carmelo. I'm interested in this.
Well, that should be my question, my friend. So next time.
Do you mean, Vinicius, do you mean about our heroes, the heroes from our country or from other countries, do you mean?
In
Like-
general, you know, like, what do you know about the history of your own country? Yes, like,
Own country?
okay.
No, our own country, like, we know a lot. Like, we are taught one of the first year of basic school about who is your hero and all the wars that happened to the day that we become independence from the Spanish crown. Like, we know a lot about our history and that's short history because before that there were a lot of our native South Americans, the Charruas, the Guaranis, or native people that live there where roots really come from. Like we have a pretty good knowledge about it, I think. and the educational system do a good work in it. Yeah, and of course we knew we are thought too about what happened, like, yeah, in Europe. No, not about history in all Europe, but yeah, most big story like Industrial Revolution, French Revolution, stuff like that. Like, not, yeah,
See, any
big
point of view,
events.
do you think that affects, let's say, people's political point of view in Uruguay? Like here in Brazil, many Brazilians don't know about our own dictatorship. We had a very long dictatorship for decades.
And Uruguay too. Yeah,
But I see that in Argentina, for example, that there are museums about this. There are a lot of, let's say, focus in this. What about Uruguay? Because we are South American brothers. Yes, we
yes,
faced the same destiny, let's say, last
yeah.
century.
Yeah, we are thought over our dictatorship that we had in Uruguay too in the 73, it was it, I believe. 73. It was our big dictatorship period. And yeah, we learn about it. We learn what happened there, but not really deep because it's a really dark times, you know, for kids to see. And we learn at the last years of high school, most of it. Yeah, probably not big museums about it, but it is well known. It's well known. Like everybody that went to school, that they know about it. It's not that the government, yeah, it's not that this hide behind or just leave it the past. No, it's like we have to know where we come from. So I think it's important that people learn that, you know. So I was surprised.
Right.
I was surprised to hear that they don't teach that much in Brazil. Yeah,
You
Brazil
know,
probably
it's not
is too big. I don't know.
What do you mean? So Italy is that small compared to your countries, but we study a lot of stories. Great, trust me, a lot.
An old country, you know, from the Roman Empire.
Yeah. Well,
I
it's
think
new.
it
It's
was
new.
a
That
very
is new.
good question, Vini.
That's a
As
great
a matter of
question,
fact,
honestly.
that's a very good question. I think like for Maria and for Mariana in other countries, also for Carmelo to get to know these things. I believe that in Brazil, I am also from São Paulo, same as Vinicius. I don't know, Jefferson, where are you from in Brazil?
I'm from Belo Horizonte.
Oh, from
Belo
Minas Gerais.
Oh, Belo
Right. And
Horizonte. Ooh.
we have Heider, who is from Rio de Janeiro. I believe that in Brazil, they try to teach, but it's something that it does not interest most of Brazilians. So they just learn for the tests and then they forget the next day. So like Vinicius is very interested in history, so that's why he knows this stuff. And most of us, we are concerned and interested in other things. And then we just...
So with your son, with your beaches, with your
just let's blame on
nature.
the weather.
Okay, how can you get interested in the story, please? It's
A lot of
impossible.
joy.
That's true,
Right.
yes.
So it's very, very distracting country, you know. So
But that's
Especially if you
also
go in
something that I'd
carnival
like to
season
go
for
back.
Rio de Janeiro.
Fabian, before
Yes.
Mariana asks her question, because I know you also went to school here in Belgium. Did you go to school in New Zealand as well, or you just work?
Me? Yeah. No, I went to school like farm stuff actually, you know, like the little
It was more
reparations
like
and tractors
to
and
turn to work.
whole...
Because like now that I see, as you guys know, I have two children, 14 and 11 years old. The way that they teach here in Belgium and the way my children are learning how to learn is very different from how I did back in the days in Brazil.
Yeah.
However, I think, and I believe, because I also went to university here in Belgium for a while, it's very, very strict. I don't know if Fabi has the same experience. So would you please just tell us a little bit about your experience learning at school in Belgium?
In Belgium, yeah. Well, I will say, yeah, I learned like was night school. So it was for night school for a specific thing. It was for
Subject, yeah.
architectural drawer and subject, yeah. And it was night school, so it's a bit more light in people because they know they are like all grown-up people, that they have their own families, their own shop. They don't expect much from you. But of course, they will try to encourage you, you know, like they say, if you come late, or come more in time, like, you know, like, why you're late today, but yeah, they'd like you to be punctual in here. It's not like school. Let's say you're 15 minutes later, you stay out, you know, they will understand, okay, you were working, or you send a text, oh, I have to take care of my kids for a bit longer, I'll be a bit late. it was not that strict, but I think just because, yeah, it was for grown-up people, you know, like night school, like a few days in the week. But if you go to day school, yeah, it's different. Like, yeah, it's a bit more strict, I believe.
All right,
But
thanks,
yeah, my
Fabian.
wife is a teacher, so she's a bit more strict. So I see that she's strict with it.
Yes, she told us last week about it. Okay, let's move on. Mariana, are you ready for your question? Please go ahead.
Yes, you said that when you moved to New Zealand was when you started speaking English
Yes.
more and perfecting your English. How was it like to move into New Zealand, to a new country where you didn't know anyone and you couldn't really communicate with people in the beginning? How was it like for you?
Well, it's not probably I made myself not really clear. Like, yeah, I learned English before, but yeah, I didn't speak it fluently. Like now that I don't think like I'm not a professional, you know, I just do my best. But yeah, and yeah, how can I say that? Yeah, I learned the most of my English there, like to speak with other people, learn it there. Yeah, going out to speak with people, and it helped me to, like, I traveled there with a group of Uruguayan people, not together, but we met there through a Facebook group or WhatsApp. I don't know, don't remember now. And that we stay a bit together, and then I split up a bit so you could learn more English, because if you stay surrounded by South American people all the time speaking Spanish, you wouldn't catch up a lot of the language. So yeah, I decided to move alone, yes, and it was not hard for me. Like I probably because I'm a bit of an introverted. I like to be with myself.
Extrovert.
I'm extrovert, but not that much. I like to be alone. Yeah, I was alone for a long time. Didn't mind. But I like to talk to people, but mostly strangers, you know, like not people that I know. I can long conversations, you know, like they know me. Like I don't speak with friends for a few years, and then we see each other, and it's all good. Yeah, I still didn't answer the question. Yeah, it's not that I didn't. It's not that I didn't. Yeah, I could speak English, probably not that good, and it helped me to go out and speak with the stranger. Like it really helps you, you know. Probably after a beer is even better. Drink a beer and speak it. Yeah, but it's true. But it's true, you know. If you're a bit shy, like me, I'm a bit shy. I'm a shy person.
Brazilian, Portuguese, you can speak everything with the beer, with nice beer.
You
Yeah,
speak a beer and
I believe so. You're okay.
Speak everything, and everybody will understand you. It's amazing. But no, the thing is, yeah, I choose New Zealand. I liked it there. It wasn't a big deal to know anybody, because you met people through the trip, the way. I choose to stay in a hostel. That's the best way to meet people. The hostel, there's people from all around the world, and you can speak different languages. They want to speak Polish, and doesn't really matter. Like they speak many languages, but was one language common, English, and yeah, we do our best because no one was perfectly English speaker, you know. I think, yeah, something like that. Hello. Hey, there is now the host. Simone has left us.
Simona, we lost Simona.
Mariana, did I answer a bit of your question, or if I didn't?
Yes, you did.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And there's 3 hands right now.
Wow.
I didn't hear the one from Simon, because I didn't hear Simon's voice now from Poland. Hello. You can turn on your microphone. This out.
Okay, guys. So,
Yes, hi.
okay.
Fabian, I want to ask about nightlife in Belgium. Do you like it more in Belgium or in Uruguay? What do you think about people in Belgium, if you like it more?
The nightlife. Well, I think in nightlife in South America is always better, you know. I know about the music, culture, what it is. It's more late in the night, and people we know, not much worries, you know. Here's to correct. It's not that late. For example, then not going so far, like I went to Uruguay not long ago for the wedding of my mother. And my wife was really shocked that, the wedding started at 9:30 in the night and finished at 5 in the morning. And say, but people in here, they start the wedding at 6 and they finish at 1. Yeah, that's the difference, you know, like it's a big difference. But yeah, I haven't been much out in Belgium, to say, you know, because I came here, was really, busy period.
Quiet place for you. Quiet place, yes, I understand.
Yeah, it's quiet place. But in these places to go out, of course, but where I live, no much. You have to go to Hasselt. You have to drive already 40 minutes. But if you drive 40 minutes to the fast way, the auto, the
Highway or
highway, to the highway. Then you cannot drink anything, because you cannot come back.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
That's
guys,
everywhere
sorry,
the same,
sorry
yeah?
to interrupt, but I have to confess. I invited Fabio to go to a Latin party once, and he's the best dancer ever. He can
Awesome.
dance like no one else. I'm telling you, my husband was very jealous. He's just like, how can he move like that? I say, you're Dutch and he's South American. There you go. He can
Well,
dance,
thank
he
you.
can move.
wait. I will be your next competitor,
Yeah,
Fabian,
Simon.
okay?
Thank you.
I dance Latin music, Latin dance since I was children. So
Oh,
be careful. Yes. I want to say I love all the side of it, of the Latin culture that I really fall in love with it since I was young. So I'm
That's
really comfortable with that. Yeah.
Nice. So, Simon, going back to you, to your question, I prefer to go to South America, and mostly because of the music. The music here, this English music in English, I don't mind, I like to, and I dance to, but not that much, it's just different, and the people, here are more close. You cannot go to a group of people of girls and talk to them, especially if you are married or whatever. That doesn't really matter, but you cannot go and talk to them like freely. In Uruguay, you can go to talk to them. They will be more open and will try to listen to you. But here, no, like, I don't know you, what you're doing talking to me. You're just a creep. No, it's not like that. Even if your stations are the best,
Belgians are reserved.
you will always be the
That's
creep,
right. That is
You always be
true.
the creep,
Great experience.
Yeah.
All right, Simon, thanks. Okay, Jefferson, are you ready?
Yes.
It's
Hello,
his first
Fabian.
time here. Welcome.
Yes. Well, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Fabian. So my
Ciao,
question for
Jefferson.
you is going to be about culture shock, since you have a big change countries. Did you experience any culture shock when you changed countries? I mean, something that is usual in Uruguay, for example, and it's not usual in Belgium.
Yes, I would say so. Like, I experience constantly like cultural shocks, even when after it's here for a year and then my first kid was born, like it's already a cultural shock, your kid's born and all those institutions that try to help you with your kid, and and your kids needs to have a really structure. Like in Uruguay, like kids go to bed at 10, 11 in the night, and here my kid needs to go to bed at 7. And my mom, when she came to visit, she didn't understand why he has to go too early to bed. Like, or like why they don't eat warm
No
at school.
way. No
Like,
way.
what your kid eats not warm at school, like a warm food. Like, why he just eat a sandwich at school. It's Belgium. Everybody eats butter ham here, like a sandwich, Like, it's constantly culture shocks. And like, the people here can't drive. Like in Uruguay, people can't drive at all. Like they don't know how to drive. They don't know what lanes are in the street. Like, I forgot about it the last week when I was there. And I heard people drive, say, oh no, they don't use the lights, anything. It's just complete chaos.
Nothing.
They must do anything
Nothing.
about it. And the lights are not paying. There used to be lines in the street. Now you
Yeah,
don't
but
see
just for
anything.
Christmas they use, yeah.
But it's great.
For
This is a big
Christmas.
cultural shock, but there's nothing you can't adapt to. Probably it's because I'm a really easygoing person, so it's just okay. It is what it is. I get what I get, and I don't judge. I don't complain. So it really depends on what kind of person you are when you move to another country, I think. Now, there are people that can't adapt to change. I have friends that went to New Zealand. They stayed there for a few months. And they went back because they just couldn't adapt. Like, I never work so much. They say, why I have to work so much here? Say, you get what you get. That's difference.
Yes.
That's the thing. But there's a big difference. In New Zealand, Uruguay too, not much difference, I believe. Like, people are all open people. Like in Belgium, they are not that open. In New Zealand too, there's a lot of Maori, I think. Maoris are they're natives from there. And they're really great people, like they are like friends to you immediately. They are really warm people. They come to you, they hug you, they hug you. the Maori greeting is with with the nose, like they come close to you and they put your nose together with your nose and your forehead, and that's their greeting. And it's great, you know, like it's different cultures, and yeah, I loved it, you know. I just love meeting different cultures. I think that's the difference. That's not a shock to me, you know. And I learned to live with it. I adapt really fast, I think. That is it. Yes.
Thank you, Jefferson. It was a great question.
Thank you. Great question.
Okay, Vinicius.
Vinicius. Okay.
All right. Let me see what do I ask. Well, something I got curious. You mentioned the hostels that you have been to during, for example, New Zealand. And you're from Uruguay and you live in Belgium. How many languages do you speak? How did you learn them? Of course, you spent. That was your question, Carmela.
Yeah, languages.
So let's
languages. I speak, yeah, Spanish. Yeah, English, of course. Dutch. Dutch. That is, yeah, Netherlands. The language from here, from Belgium. Here, the people also speak French, because actually Belgium has 3 national languages. That is French, Dutch, and German. I don't speak German. Yeah, for not even close. I understand a bit. French, I understand. I cannot speak it. And Italian a little bit, just because I studied for a year in Uruguay. And yeah, the family from my wife, they're Italians. And yeah, sometimes to go to visit, we speak a bit of Italian, but not much, you know, like Spanish help a lot because it's a Latin language. So it's really common words with the Italian. So I speak fluently 3 languages: Spanish, English, and Netherlands, and Dutch. My wife speaks 5, you know, those 3, and French and German. A bit more
I
than
thought you spoke Italian, Fabian.
yeah, I speak Italian, not that much, because because his father didn't speak much Italian to her. Her father, yeah.
I think was a very nice question, Vinicius. And actually, I would like to compliment on that. I think Fabian is living here for 5 years in Belgium. Is that correct? 4?
4 and not much.
4 years.
4 and
I've been
some.
living here for 18 years, and I've met lots of foreigners like Fabian, and I can guarantee the Fabian level of Dutch is very high. He's a very bright young man. He speaks very good Dutch. Amazing. And just to compliment in this question, Fabian, which language is now predominant in your mind? Like for me, I think Dutch all day long. I think in Dutch, right? Flemish.
Yes.
And I work full-time in Dutch. Of course, I have customers like Maria. For the ones who haven't seen her last week when she had her session, she's from Greece and she's one of our customers at work. So I communicate with her and other customers in English at work. However, in my mind is Dutch. How about you, Fabian? How it is for you now?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we have predominance. Like, yeah, now I'm speaking English and I don't have to think in Dutch or Spanish to speak. Probably because I live a long time with people speaking English and it just comes easily. Yeah, sometimes if I forget a word, sometimes probably I think it first in Spanish. And sometimes when I'm counting, sometimes I count in Spanish even naturally, just because I always count in Spanish. Like I speak the whole day in Dutch and I'm at work and I have to count something or whatever. I do it in Spanish.
You count in Spanish.
But it's not that I have a, yeah, I think, yeah, I would think living in Belgium, you think in Netherlands. If I were at work, worse, yes. But yeah, when I went to Uruguay now, I think in Spanish. I didn't think in Netherlands. So it really depends where you are, where the language you hear more. I think that's why you all the time speak in Netherlands. Now I think in Netherlands, but now speaking with you, I'm just thinking in English, I think. I'm not really sure.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Carmela, do you have a question?
Well, you and Vinicius at least did my question, but okay, just to complete, because I was just going to ask the same things, and the answer perfectly answered, but just a small complementary question between you and your wife.
Yes.
How do you communicate? In Dutch, in English, in Spanish? Spanish, not.
Now in Dutch. Now mostly in Dutch.
In Dutch.
Mostly.
Okay.
But yeah, in the beginning we always speak English to each other. Yeah, we speak English and some, yeah, but we still speaking in English sometimes. Yeah, we still, I think mostly English. We are angry to each other, we speak Dutch. No.
Okay, so with the children, what is the program? Because they're gonna learn like 7, 8 language more or less, you know?
No, I don't know. I try to speak them in Spanish as much as I can.
No.
I forget most of the time just because of the environment, you know. Everybody
Yeah.
speaking Dutch and all of you of a sudden start speaking Spanish. And yeah, sometimes it's difficult. But I want them to learn Spanish, of course. And my mother too, because my mother, every time she calls, they say, why you don't speak Spanish yet?
Yeah, and that's very something concern. Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Fabian. Thank you very much. You answered perfectly. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's go back to Vinicius. He's quite curious today.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Nobody's there, so I'm asking questions. So about what Carmelo said, do you have like a strategy for your kids? Like, are you the Spanish speaker and I don't know, your wife speaks in a specific language for your kids so that they can get to understand? I don't know if you have like, I always think about this as bilingual parenting. Yes, something like this. Do you mind this or you?
We don't really have a strategy, but what really should happen, I should just speak to my kids the whole day in Spanish, the whole time. And my wife should speak to them the whole time in the Dutch. She does, she speaks to them in Dutch. But the problem is I speak to them in Dutch too. And Spanish too, but mostly like, you know, like really basic stuff. Yeah, good morning, and come, let's go eat, things like that. But I should speak the whole day. I should speak them more Spanish, like the whole day. But my son sometimes says, "Yeah, Papa, don't speak to me in Spanish. I don't understand." I said, "But he understands actually. He understands all of it, I think. And sometimes if he doesn't understand anything, he asks, what is that?" Or we went to Uruguay, like, how do you say running in Spanish? Because he was running with other kids and like, así, corre.
Corre, arranca.
And he understands, like he pick up the language really fast. So the strategy is I need to speak the whole day Spanish and she the whole day Dutch.
I see.
If you ever have a bilingual kids, that's what it should happen. You speak your mother language, your wife the mother language.
Well, that's what I do with my son, is 7 years old, since he was born, more or less. I speak in Italian with him, and both of us we speak in English, but my wife is speaking Spanish because she's Peruvian, and so he's learning. Yeah, he's learning. He's learning 3 languages at the same time, and very well, because you know you cannot understand how they absorb, how they learn very quick and very simple for them. So I think it's the best way to help them.
And it's best to do it as they're young, because when they are kids, they are just a sponge, you know, they absorb every knowledge.
Right, exactly.
We are
exactly.
not old, but we are already grown up.
We are tired to learn all the time, yeah?
We're tired. We learn already.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Good question.
I think like if I can say something, like for me, I had the same experience as Fabian. My children are a little bit older, but at the beginning I really tried to speak Portuguese to them, but it was very difficult because my mind was not in Portuguese anymore. So I had to switch myself and try to speak Portuguese to them. At the beginning of the relationship, of course, we spoke English like Fabian and his wife do. And then we switched to Dutch when I started getting better. I think it was pretty much the same. And then with the children, we really want them to be bilingual. But when you're young, when you're alone here, they're young, okay, they can learn, but you are alone here. The children, as I explained, they stay the whole day not at home. They stay the whole day at school, and you work full time. So when you come home, you try to have a routine, a dynamic that you're going to speak Dutch or Portuguese, or in Fabian's case, Spanish. And it's very difficult because when you have a couple, let's say both are Brazilians and they come to Europe together and they speak Portuguese with each other and the children, maybe it's easier, but it does not guarantee, because every child is different, and some of them, they're going to speak like 5 languages, others are going to speak 2 or 1, but it's not easy. All right. Does anybody else have a question for Fabian? about alcohol consumption, like you're drinking beer. Show us this beer that you're drinking.
That's not beer. That's just Jupiler, you know, it's pills.
I don't know.
but
I
no
know,
beer.
but they don't. Do you guys know Jupiler?
No, it's just Belgian beer. It's just popular in Belgium. Probably you know, probably Stella Artois. Stella, everybody knows it, you know.
Stella Artois, of course, yes.
Yeah, but that's just ook Belgian beer, but we don't drink it in Belgium. We have lots of more nicest beer than Stella.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's
Yeah,
true.
Belgium is known for the country of beer. But do you drink like every weekend Jupiler, or do you drink other kind of beer?
No, I drink it today because actually I bought some because I just installed my board here in my driveway, and the guy that comes help with the work, he drinks Jupiler, so I just got some Jupiler.
Okay.
That's what I'm drinking. But yeah,
Do you
normally I
have,
drink
do you
other
have a
Belgian
beer
beer.
in Uruguay, Fabian? Do you have
Yeah.
a beer like Brazil? We have four, right? Four
Yeah, you
Brazilian
have Brahma. Brahma is really
Brahma,
popular.
Antarctica.
I like Brahma, you know, really
Skol.
nice, soft for the summer.
Antarctica.
Do you
we have
have in Uruguay also a beer?
Yes, we
Or-
have. Yeah, we have Pilsen and Patricia. There are two popular beers in Uruguay. They're from our beers. They're just normal
Patricia.
Pils beers. And then we have artisanal beers. So homemade beers. That they're not homemade, but it just depends how much beer do the fabric makes. If you can make 1,000 bottles a year, you're not like a super industrial thing, you know. And
So like Fabian, in Belgium we have Genevers. Is it a typical liquor here in Belgium? And we have in Brazil, we have cachaça. Have you heard of it?
That's
Caipirinha,
different story.
cachaça.
Yeah.
Do you have in
Yeah,
Uruguay some alcohol like that?
Yeah, not really. Yeah, we have some grappa miel, grappa with honey.
That is Italian, right?
That's Italian, but we have it with honey. Yeah, grappa is grappa is just
Grappa
liquor
is a distillate. It's a distillation
distillate
method. Yes,
of the
yes, exactly.
of the stalks
exactly.
and the skill from the stalks and the skin of the grapes.
Yeah, of the grapes. Yes, exactly.
Like I know because I make wine with my grandfather, from the grandfather of my wife here, and this Italian too.
Okay.
We make wine together.
What to do? We are everywhere,
So
in
in
every corner. We are
Uruguay-
like a
In Uruguay, it's with honey. Grappa with honey.
Yeah, we know it's just a mix. We have or grappa too, but this the name is orujo liquor, but this is
okay.
grappa still. It's the same drink, you know. Of course, Italian is nicer, you know, because the Uruguayan it tastes more like French, or wines too are like more French based, and I don't like them that much. I prefer Italian wine, like
More, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Italian. It has thousands of wines, like thousands of
different kind of vinification, no, and distillation. So we have different tradition. Even we are very close, but we have a lot of different things in between for distillate the grapes to have different wine or red wine or whatever it is. Yeah, correct.
But yeah, in Uruguay we drink lots of Brazilian liquors. We drink lots of Belo Barreiro, the Escaña. Yeah, and we make caipirinha with it and lots of drinks, and drink Brahma too. They sell Brahma in Uruguay too.
Okay.
Nice.
But do you have like Brazil, caipirinha? Do you have a typical alcohol drink?
Not that I know. We just drink a lot. We drink lots of whiskey. In Uruguay, I think it was a few years ago, it was the country like with more consumption of whiskey per capita. So
Women as well?
Yeah, it's normal.
Women drink whiskey. Women?
Women, yeah, everybody drinks whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
For not going so far, the wedding of my mother, you know, we went there. They were like, I don't know, 20 bottles of whiskey of I don't know how much, and 30 bottles of wine and lots of beer. There were over 20 bottles of wine and the whiskey was over, you know, just to make an example.
Wow.
So it's not expensive to drink whiskey then? It's not expensive?
It's expensive like everybody else, everywhere else. It's not cheap. Now we have our own whiskey in Uruguay, but it's not, it just tastes like alcohol, you know?
Okay. you try to have something a little bit cheaper. I mean, but
Yeah.
food, right?
Yeah. And with the food, yeah, we drink wine. Uruguay is a good wine country. We have lots of wine. Yeah.
I know Argentina, Uruguay as well. Yes, yes. They're since 30, 40 years ago, they are really getting better and better in vinification, and so
Yeah, that's
very
true.
nice. Right.
And
Okay,
yeah,
guys, sorry to interrupt, but time is up. It's already 1 hour later. We're gonna
Okay.
have to go. Fabian, thank you so much for your time. It was
Thank you
lots
for
of
you too.
fun.
Thank you
Now
for
for you
everybody
to
and the
share
nice questions.
experience.
Thank you, Sam, Fabian. Thank you
We'll
very
see you
much for your
around.
answer.
Thank you. Thank you,
So
Fabian.
open. It was
Welcome.
really lots of
Thank you,
fun.
Fabio.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
You all have a great
See you.
Saturday.
Bye.
Next Saturday
Bye.
is Vinicius. He's going to be
Vinicius.
talking
Oh,
about
wow.
Brazil. So
It'll
you're
be your
all
time.
invited.
Saturday.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be talking also about history and music. So you're all invited. Let me know if you'd like to talk to him and get some questions answered. Okay? Thank you
Okay,
all
thank
again. And have
you.
a
See
great
you,
Thank you.
everybody. Have a nice
See you, everybody,
weekend.
yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Ben.
Ciao, ciao,
Goodbye,
Simona.
Fabian.
Ciao.
Goodbye to all of you.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.